up.
Sure. This is really the brainchild of the Chamber Board, and the lead on this is Sandra McKeever. So I'd like to pass the mic on to Sandra.
All right. Well, welcome to the program. Welcome to the radio station. It's good to have you
here. Thank you, Ray. So what this is we, I think the community is, they're suffering quite a bit right now. There's so many people out of jobs. Businesses are closing down. And so I think they're looking to an organization to really have a place where they can start coming together and saying, you know what, I'm not alone. I'm not alone in this. Because sometimes they feel alone. They're wondering if they're the only ones that are feeling like this and suffering. And this is a way to bring the community together and say, no, you're not alone.
People are feeling it. It's an island-wide situation. I mean, if you take a look at the front page of the news, every day the news gets gloomier with regard to our future. I mean, things are tough right now, but it's going to be worse when the federal money starts trickling in like we think it's going to. Congressman Mike Sinicola talking this morning about the possibility that something is going to happen, but it's an even bigger number that the White House has already turned down. So I'm not holding out a whole lot of hope on that. Phil Flores from Bank Pacific talking about how the economy is shattered. Dr. Roseanne Jones at the University of Guam, who we look to give us some kind of economic guidance, also has some pretty lousy things to say about 2021, 2022, maybe even into 2023. So what are we doing now to help the businesses? And the big deal was, okay, well, if you're a restaurant, you can have people eat outside. If you're a retail business, you can have people line up for hours outside because we're only going to allow 25% of them into your building. And in the meantime, that we don't see all of those other restrictions play out anywhere else. If you're in the bar business, forget it. Yeah. Just forget it. They have now been, everybody else has been in lockdown, this new one now for 6 weeks. Remember that they were closed down for 2 weeks prior to that. And you're going, well, it's the bar business. No, it ain't just the bartenders. It's the owners. It's the people that rent them the buildings. It's the wholesalers. It's the bands. It's all the gig employees that participate in that business. And, it sweeps right through this community. So I'm with you. There's a lot of people hurting.
So a lot of people are hurting. And so this is not just for businesses to come out. These are for people who are suffering right now. So not even just, economically, but socially, things are really bad in our families right now. And so we don't hear too much about that, but there is a whole bunch of people in different segments that are hurting, that are suffering. And this is a way that we can, as a community, get together and say to our government leaders, you know what, we got to do better. And this time, it's October. It's going to be October, right? This is a critical time for our government leaders to do something where we are planning. Because right now, no plan right now. So what we need to do is say, we need a plan, and we need to have a drastic plan, because there's going to be drastic times come end of this year, which is right around the corner.
Well, the new fiscal year's starting right up. We know that date is already in front of us. Now, speaking of dates, there's going to be, it's called a community emphasis on unity rally, going to be taking place on October the 14th. Now, there's a couple of things that are going on here, and I got Chris Belletto on the line. So, Chris, do me a favor, give me an idea of what it is. What are the components of this rally? How can people participate?
Well, Ray, the Chamber has been reached out to a number of times by businesses and individual members that felt like our voices are not being heard, that we're seen as a disjointed community that, basically can be ignored. I mean, we've called for several actions, to be taken to support businesses and to support people who need to get back to work that have basically not been heeded. The most recent example is the ABC bill that was introduced to allow for the takeout of alcoholic beverages. There's been no hearing even called. We're almost to the end of the year. We're in the midst of this pandemic where, at 25%, our restaurants are not making enough money to sustain the employees, the limited employees that they're able to bring back. And so, that call to action, and I want to emphasize, like Sandy said, this is a way to bring people together, to come together and make our voices heard. make it seen, if you will, by the numbers that come out to support this initiative, so that we can remind, our politicians that, we do have a voice, we do have a big group that is wanting them to do better, to get behind initiatives that are going to help businesses get back on their feet and employees back to work. So again, it's October 14th. In compliance with social distancing and all that, we're looking at a motorcade, and starting from GPO and just kind of heading down to the Agana legislature. And, we've been talking about also having some people, out there, again, social distancing with masks and so forth. So all of that's in the works. And I really just want to, acknowledge Sandy for taking the lead on this and helping to coordinate all the logistics. She's got also some other chamber members supporting her. And so, we really are looking forward to a nice event, getting everybody together and showing our solidarity.